Hey guys, and welcome back to another 100 days video. So, in today's video we're going to be returning back to the complex Pixelmon server for another 100 days. The server's a ton of fun, and the video was amazingly fun to record and edit. So, as always, if you do enjoy the video, make sure you're subscribing to stay tuned for the next videos. And without further ado, let's jump right into the 100 days of Minecraft Pixelmon. After joining the Pearl server, I was then encountered with my starter Pokemon, so had a little look through, and then I decided I wanted a shiny Rhyhorn. After meeting my new partner, I then encountered someone else in spawn, who had a shiny Gligar, so I decided to have a battle with him. I kind of lost to him a couple times, but then we decided that we wanted to base together. So we made a little base in this cave. And after 30 minutes of playing on the server, I managed to get my RU Tracker reward, in which I managed to get a Blastoise, which was pretty awesome. On day 3, I then traded a shiny Simisage that I got at the start for a shiny Scorbunny, which was pretty awesome. At the end of day 3, leading into day 4, there was a Spleef tournament, so of course I had to enter that, and the final result was pretty amazing. So at the end of the Spleef event, I won, which was absolutely awesome. I then managed to get myself some crate keys, which I went and opened. But unfortunately, I didn't get anything good, so didn't show it. And just before the Spleef event started, I did head back to base to clear my inventory, in which I then found a shiny Starly that spawned by the base, which was pretty epic. So of course I caught that. Through days 5 and 6, I then decided to go to the level grinder to level up my Score Bunny and my Starly, which I both managed to evolve. On day 7, a world boss Marowak spawned, so I went to participate and I managed to kill it. So I managed to get some decent drops, but not the best. And on day 8, I decided that I wanted to open some vote crates. So, I opened a couple and I managed to get myself a mending book. I then found the gambling bot, so I don't know why, but I decided to go all in with 20k on black, and unfortunately it landed on green. So I lost all my money. Don't gamble, kids. After losing all my money, I decided I wanted to use my rare candies to evolve my Staravia into a Staraptor. For the rest of the time through 8 to 13, I decided to go on a massive catching spree just to get up my Pokédex as much as possible. And then I did a hard hunt. And in this hard hunt, I managed to find a Bagon, in which I managed to get myself a crate key again. And I managed to get 10k out of it, so not the worst. Through days 14 to 18, I then decided it'd be a good idea to go mining. So I headed into the mines and managed to find a monster dungeon, which had some decent loot in it. After getting bored of mining, I then decided I wanted to do a hunt, in which I had to find a Gligar. While searching for the Gligar, I had the weirdest thing happen to me. Someone asked me to TP to them, so I went over, and I got invited to a Team Magma cult, which was really, really weird. But I accepted, you know, I took the free armor, because who would deny a set of free armor? And then after that, we just flexed all our Pokemon. Obviously, mine were the worst because they had legendaries. But yeah, that was the end of that one. Never went back there. Through days 19 to 21, I then headed back to the level grinder so that I could level all of my team up to around level 50. And while doing so, I managed to get my Raboot to evolve into a Cinderace. After I'd finished leveling, a world boss Mamoswine spawned, so I went over and I defeated it. And I got some decent loot again, not too bad. On day 22, I then decided to do some voting, and I managed to get myself 2 random eggs. On day 23, I planted some apricons, watered them a little bit. After that, I decided I wanted to change my job to the mining job. At the start of day 24, I went mining and managed to find another monster dungeon. And it had some, not bad loot in it. Throughout the next couple days, I then decided I wanted to explore the end, and whilst exploring, one of my eggs hatched into a Wormadam, which was awful. And not too long after, my other egg hatched into a Dragougi. After hatching my eggs, I headed to the level grinder, and finally managed to get a Lucario. At the end of day 28, I finally was able to select a team. So I picked Team Beacon and headed into Safari. Unfortunately, for the next couple of days, I ended up catching a bunch of Pokemon, but my footage corrupted. So here's a PC view of all the Pokemon I caught. On day 32, I bumped into an old rival from the first series. So if you guys know this one, you're real OGs. So we managed to have a battle, but unfortunately, I kind of got clapped, I'm not going to lie. Unfortunately, on day 33, the server was a little bit laggy and needed a restart. So I decided to mess around in the hub, and I found a parkour, which was pretty fun. Through days 34 to 36, I decided to go exploring and found a really nice little island, so I decided to move my base there. Once I'd terraformed a little bit, I then started building my new base, which took quite a while. But despite losing 10 days to building a house, I thought it came up pretty well. Through days 47 to 48, I then decided to explore the spawn and started collecting all the presents to get myself a shiny crate key at the end. After collecting all the presents, I opened my shiny crate key and unfortunately I didn't get a shiny legendary, but I still got a shiny Pokemon. So I opened the spin and got myself a shiny Houndoom. I then found out that there also was team area presents, so I spent the next 2 days looking for all of those as well, to then try my luck and hopefully get a shiny legendary. Unfortunately, after collecting them all up, I only got a shiny Pokemon spin again. But I got a shiny Corvisquire, which I thought was pretty awesome. Through days 51 to 52, I added lights to the outside of my house, and I moved all my stuff into the loft. And through days 53 to 56, I then headed back to the level grinder to get all of my Pokemon up to level 100. And on day 57, I decided I needed to make an apricorn farm so that I could make Pokeballs. So I found a little spot behind my house and started planting. On day 58, I was looking through the shop and I managed to find a really cool zombie Sceptile. So I bought it, and on day 59, I leveled it up to level 100. So through days 60 to 62, I then decided it'd be a great idea to head back down to the mines, just so I could earn a little bit of money, because I really wanted to buy more custom textured Pokemon. Whilst I was mining, a world boss muck spawned. So I headed to defeat it, and then I got my loot, which was, it wasn't the best. And at the end of day 63, I finally got my minus paycheck. And with everything I'd sold, I'd made 20k. Through days 64 to 65, I decided to look on the shop again to find myself a cool custom textured Pokemon.
Tile.
And I managed to find this awesome looking Charizard, which on day 65 I leveled up to level 100.
Tile.
And here he is in all of his glory. One awesome looking Charizard. On day 66 I decided to water all of my apricorns. For days 67 to 69, I decided I wanted to do another hunt, in which I had to find myself a Sharpedo. Finally, after searching for a couple days, I found it. And I claimed it in and managed to get 35k. With the money I just acquired, I decided to buy a Snorlax. And through day 70 to 71, I leveled him up to level 100, and he was ready to be part of the team.
Rocks. Sand tile. Snow. Tile.
On day 72, I headed back to the Team Safari, so that I could catch as many Pokemon as possible to up my catching skill. Through days 73 to 76, I then went fossil hunting, because I really wanted to get a fossil Pokemon for my team. And whilst I was searching, I managed to find myself a new raid den, which was a Buizel. After easily defeating the raid den, I headed to the fossil machines because I finally had the 2 fossils I'd need to combine to get myself a Dracovish. And after finally getting a Dracovish, I decided I needed to level him up to level 100, so back to the level grinder. Finally, at the end of day 77, I'd finally leveled him up to level 100. For the next couple of days, I headed back to the Team Safari to continue with leveling up my catching skill. After I'd gotten a bit bored, I did some more voting and managed to get another voting egg. So I spent the next couple of days hatching this. And finally, at the end of day 82, it finally hatched into a Froakie. On day 83, I decided to start preparing for the gym battles, so I bought a Lucarioite for my Lucario, and I Mega Evolved him. Finally, on day 84, I challenged the normal gym. After finally defeating it, I got my prize, which was a shiny Snivy. Before the gym battle on day 85, I decided I needed to Mega Evolve my Charizard as well, so I gave him the Charizard Y. And at the end of day 85, I beat the Rock Gym and got a shiny Grimmsnarl. Day 86 was then beating the Bug Gym, where I managed to get myself a shiny Chimchar. Day 87 was the Ice Gym, and I got a shiny Totodile. '88 was then the Grass Gym, and a shiny Blipbug. '89 was the Steel Gym, and a shiny Makuhita. The Fighting Gym was a tough one, but after day 91 I finally managed to beat it, and got a shiny Floatzel. Day 92 was the Electric Gym, and I managed to get myself a shiny Dracovish. So, day 93 was back in the level grinder to replace my old Dracovish with this new shiny one. Day 94 was the Flying Gym, And at the end of the battle, I managed to get a shiny legendary. And I got a shiny Latias. Day 95 was then spent leveling Latias to level 100. I then spent the next 2 days trying to beat the ground gym, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. I then spent day 99 opening all of my new crate stuff that I just got from all the gyms, but I didn't really get anything good, so here's a quick speed up. And on day 100, I celebrated with my team.
Blast.
I then said goodbye to my first ever Pokemon, Lucario. And flew off into the sunset on my shiny Latias.